History is a narrative written by the victors, and in its telling, countless revolutionary minds have been relegated to the shadows. These are the forgotten architects of our modern world, inventors whose creations were so far ahead of their time, they border on the unbelievable. From automated machines in ancient Greece to complex computers built a millennium before the digital age, their stories challenge our understanding of the past. Today, we pull back the curtain on 20 forgotten inventors who didn't just predict the future. They built it. Our journey begins in the 3rd century BCE in the bustling city of Syracuse, under siege by the Roman navy. Here, the brilliant mind of Archimedes conceived a weapon straight from mythology, the heat ray. This was not a mere fantasy, but a calculated application of physics. He envisioned a colossal array of polished bronze or copper mirrors, meticulously angled to capture and focus the sun's rays into a single devastating beam. The target: the flammable wooden hulls of the Roman fleet. The concentrated solar energy would, in theory, ignite the ships from a distance, turning the sea into a fiery graveyard. While modern experiments have yielded mixed results, ancient accounts describe a terrifying spectacle of ships sting into flames, a testament to a mind that weaponized light itself. Yet Archimedes' genius was not confined to destruction. His most enduring invention is one of humble brilliance, the Archimedes screw pump. A simple, elegant design, it consists of a helical surface, or screw, inside a hollow pipe. As the screw is turned, it scoops up water from a low-lying body and lifts it higher with each rotation. Originally designed to remove bilge water from ships, its applications proved revolutionary. For millennia, it has been a cornerstone of irrigation and agriculture, lifting water to arid fields. Today, its descendants operate in wastewater treatment plants, power grain silos, and can even be found in the gentle currents of water rides at theme parks, a simple machine, quietly shaping civilization. Centuries later, in the intellectual heart of the Roman Empire, Alexandria, another visionary emerged. Hero of Alexandria, a mathematician and engineer, created a device that would not be fully realized for another 1,700 years. It was called the Eolipile, and it was the world's first recorded steam engine. This seemingly simple sphere, mounted on a pivot and fitted with 2 bent nozzles, was placed over a cauldron of boiling water. As steam traveled up into the sphere and escaped through the nozzles, it created thrust, causing the sphere to spin rapidly. While treated as a novelty, a temple wonder, the Eolipile was a profound demonstration of converting thermal energy into mechanical motion, the foundational principle of the Industrial Revolution. Hero's ingenuity didn't stop there. He applied his understanding of physics to create what can only be described as ancient automation. He engineered a set of automated temple doors that appeared to open by divine intervention. The mechanism was a masterpiece of hidden engineering. A fire lit on an altar heated the air within a sealed chamber beneath it. As the air expanded, it pushed water from the chamber into a bucket. This bucket, connected by a series of ropes and pulleys, acted as a counterweight. As it grew heavier, it descended, pulling the ropes that swiveled the massive temple doors open. When the fire was extinguished, the air cooled and contracted, siphoning the water back out of the bucket, which then rose, allowing the doors to close. It was a spectacle of automated grandeur, 2 millennia before the first motion sensor. Our story then moves to the 12th century, to the golden age of Islamic innovation and the workshop of a man named al-Jazari. Considered the father of robotics, his masterwork, the Book of Knowledge of Ingenious Mechanical Devices, detailed over 100 inventions. Among the most astonishing were his mechanical robots. He constructed a musical automaton band, designed to entertain guests at royal banquets. This boat carried 4 musicians, a harpist, a flutist, and 2 drummers, all powered by a hidden system of programmable cams and levers connected to a rotating camshaft. As the shaft turned, pegs would strike levers, triggering the figures to play their instruments in a coordinated rhythm. This was not just a toy. It was a programmable entertainment system from the year 1206. Al-Jazari's magnum opus was his elephant clock, a monumental automaton that was both a timekeeping device and a celebration of multiculturalism. Standing over 2 stories high, it incorporated engineering principles from across the known world. A hidden water clock mechanism, inspired by Greek hydraulics, was concealed within the elephant's body. Every half hour, a series of chain reactions would occur. A phoenix would cry, a figure would strike a cymbal, and the mechanical scribe would mark the time. The design itself was a tapestry of cultures: an Indian elephant, Chinese dragons, an Egyptian phoenix, and Arabian figures, all working in perfect mechanical harmony. But al-Jazari's mind also worked on a smaller, more practical scale. He is credited with creating the world's first combination lock. Unlike previous locks that required a key, his design used a series of rotating dials that needed to be aligned in a specific sequence to open. This concept of a keyless, programmable security system was revolutionary, introducing a method of protection based on knowledge rather than a physical object. Every modern bicycle lock and briefcase latch owes its existence to this 12th century innovation. Returning to the Hellenistic world, we encounter Philo of Byzantium, another engineer from the 3rd century BCE. Philo is known for a remarkable musical creation, the water organ, or hydraulis. It was a fully functioning pipe organ, but instead of using bellows to supply air, it used the power of water. A cistern fed water into an airtight chamber, displacing the air and forcing it under consistent pressure through a series of pipes. When a key was pressed, it opened a valve, allowing the pressurized air to flow into a specific pipe, producing a note. The sound was said to be powerful and sustained, a marvel of hydraulic and pneumatic engineering that echoed through Roman amphitheaters. In 132 CE, far to the east in Han Dynasty China, the polymath Zhang Heng addressed a different kind of natural force. He created the Hufeng Didong Yi, the world's first seismoscope. This magnificent bronze vessel, adorned with 8 dragon heads, was designed to detect earthquakes hundreds of miles away. Inside the vessel, a complex pendulum mechanism remained delicately balanced. When the tremors of a distant quake reached it, the pendulum would swing and trip a lever, causing a bronze ball to drop from the mouth of a dragon into the mouth of a toad statue below. Critically, only the dragon facing the direction of the earthquake's epicenter would release its ball, providing not just detection, but direction. Over 900 years later, Chinese engineering would reach another zenith with Susong's astronomical clock tower. Built in 1092, this 30-foot-tall structure was the most advanced timekeeping device of its era. At its heart was a revolutionary mechanism, the world's first known endless power-transmitting chain drive. But even more significant was its use of an escapement, a device that controls the release of power in a clock's gear train. Susong's hydromechanical escapement predated similar European designs by centuries, allowing for a level of accuracy that was simply unheard of. It was more than a clock. It was a working model of the heavens, charting the stars with unparalleled precision. Back in ancient Alexandria, another great mind, Ctesibius, was laying the groundwork for modern engineering in the 3rd century BCE. He is credited with inventing a powerful water pump, a direct ancestor of the modern fire pump. His design used a cylinder and piston system with valves to draw water in and then force it out under pressure. This device was so effective that it was used for centuries to fight fires and supply water to fountains, a foundational piece of hydraulic technology. Ctesibius also experimented with the power of compressed air. He developed an air-powered catapult, a pioneering work in the field of pneumatics. By using bronze cylinders and airtight pistons to rapidly compress air, he was able to create a force powerful enough to launch projectiles. While his torsion catapults were more famous, this pneumatic weapon demonstrated a deep understanding of principles that would not be fully explored again for nearly 2 millennia. Perhaps the most enigmatic artifact ever recovered from the ancient world is the Antikythera mechanism. Discovered in a Roman-era shipwreck off the coast of a Greek island, this device has been dated to the 2nd century BCE. For decades, its corroded bronze fragments baffled historians. But with modern imaging technology, its true purpose was revealed. It was a breathtakingly complex analog computer. A sophisticated system of over 30 interlocking gears allowed it to accurately predict the positions of the sun, moon, and planets, track the 4-year cycle of the Olympic Games, and most remarkably, predict lunar and solar eclipses. It is a device so advanced, its complexity would not be matched in human history for over 1,000 years. In 9th century Baghdad, at the heart of the Islamic scientific revolution, the Ba Musa brothers, 3 brilliant siblings, penned their own book of ingenious devices. They were masters of automata, describing over 100 mechanical inventions. Their creations were marvels of hydraulic control and playful engineering. They designed self-playing fountains that would change their spray patterns at intervals, trick vessels that would only dispense liquid under certain conditions, and even a mechanical tea-serving waitress. Their work represented a leap forward in the practical application of automated systems. Among the Bambusa's most clever designs were their self-refilling lamps. These devices appeared to be simple oil lamps, but they contained a hidden mechanism that would automatically replenish the oil as it burned away. Using a system of interconnected chambers and siphons, they created a gravity-based liquid control system. As the oil level in one chamber dropped, it would trigger a valve to open, allowing more oil to flow in from a hidden reservoir. It was an early form of a feedback control loop, a principle fundamental to modern industrial automation. Traveling to India, we find an enigma not of mechanics, but of metallurgy. The Iron Pillar of Delhi, dating to around 400 CE, has stood for over 1,600 years, exposed to the elements, yet it shows almost no signs of rust. Modern analysis revealed a thin, protective layer of passive iron oxide on its surface, created during its forging. However, the precise ancient formula, a high phosphorus, low sulfur composition, and the process used to create this remarkably corrosion-resistant metal remain a subject of debate. It is a 1,600-year-old piece of stainless steel that we still don't fully comprehend. In 9th century Al-Andalus, a polymath named Abbas ibn Firnas dared to dream of human flight. Over 600 years before Leonardo da Vinci sketched his ornithopters, Ibn Firnas constructed his own flying machine. Clad in a suit of feathers and attached to 2 large wings, he reportedly launched himself from a cliff. Accounts state that he glided for a considerable distance, remaining airborne for several minutes. Although his landing was rough, he had neglected to design a tail for stabilization. His attempt was a pioneering moment in the history of aviation, a practical experiment in aerodynamics a millennium before the Wright brothers. Also in 9th century Baghdad, the brilliant philosopher and scientist al-Kindi turned his mind to the art of secrecy. He wrote the first known book on cryptography, a manuscript on deciphering cryptographic messages. In it, he laid out a groundbreaking method for breaking ciphers: frequency analysis. Al-Kindi realized that in any given language, certain letters appear more frequently than others. By counting the frequency of symbols in an encrypted message and comparing it to the known letter frequencies of the language, a codebreaker could systematically uncover the original text. This method remains a cornerstone of classical cryptography. Near ancient Baghdad, archaeologists uncovered a curious artifact: a set of clay pots, each containing a copper cylinder surrounding an iron rod, dating back to the Parthian period. Dubbed the Baghdad Battery, their purpose is a source of intense debate. One theory suggests they were early galvanic cells. When filled with an acidic liquid like vinegar or grape juice, they could have produced a small but steady electrical current. While some scholars argue they were merely storage vessels, others speculate they may have been used for electroplating gold onto silver, a process that would predate modern electrochemistry by centuries. Finally, we look to the enduring legacy of the Roman Empire, found in the structures that still stand today. Roman concrete was a marvel of chemical engineering. Unlike modern concrete, which erodes over time, Roman concrete, particularly that used in marine structures, actually grows stronger. The secret was a mixture of volcanic ash, lime, and seawater. This formula triggers a chemical reaction that grows interlocking mineral crystals within the concrete's gaps, making it self-healing and incredibly durable. It is a lost recipe for permanence, allowing structures like the Pantheon to survive for 2 millennia. These inventors and their creations are more than historical footnotes. They are proof that genius is not bound by an era. They are a testament to human curiosity, a quiet reminder that the seeds of our modern world were planted in a past far more advanced and mysterious than we ever imagined. The names may have been forgotten, but their legacy is written in the very fabric of our civilization. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with fellows. Your support helps us bring you more captivating content like this.